Polls on June 8th, while Theresa May's Conservative Party was expected to breeze through the polls when she announced it. The recent spate of terror attacks both in London and Manchester have in fact put her on the back foot. And more importantly for Jeremy Corbyn's Labour Party, there is something to hope for. And with us we have the former Deputy British High Commissioner, Mark, and he's also the chairman of British business groups in Delhi. Mark, thank you for speaking to Beyond. My first question to you is, have these terror attacks impacted on Theresa May's election prospects now?
I think that the terror attacks have cut both ways, to be honest with you, Jessica. Traditionally, obviously, you would expect an act of terrorism in the UK to favour the party that stands traditionally for law and order, for the Conservatives. But as it happens, we have seen a bit of a backlash because, of course, Theresa May herself was Home Secretary for several years under David Cameron. And there's just that feeling that, well, if she was Home Secretary, isn't she the sort of person who should have put this, got this situation under control?
Do both May and Corbyn want to lessen UK's commitment to free trade and free markets and open borders and internationalism now, given that the country is in turmoil?
No, I think neither of them would begin to say that Britain should become less international, that Britain should cut off its links to the outside world. Indeed, of course, the entire Brexit campaign, whilst naturally making life more difficult for people travelling around Europe, was premised on the idea that actually internationally Britain would not only remain open, but probably become even more open to people around the world.
Theresa May, as the Home Secretary, had tightened visa rules for students, particularly not giving them an access of an additional 2 years to work in the United Kingdom. Do you think this will be tighter than before, or what is likely to happen?
Yes, I think I would be very surprised if Theresa May loosened on visas. I think she's had, we know, lots of advice from the business community, from the academic community, indeed from even within her own cabinet, pointing out the importance of this issue, and she has resolutely refused to loosen on it.
The visa fee for China was reduced from £300 to £85, and India is still paying a huge amount.
Yep.
For the visa fee.
Indeed.
And when Theresa May in fact visited India, which was her first visit after she was elected Prime Minister, first bilateral visit outside UK, was India, and she did say that she would sort of reduce the visa fee, but that never really happened. Why is that process still stagnant?
I don't remember her saying that she would reduce the visa fee. I do remember that her visit was dominated, at least in public events, by the visa question, and my memory was that she stood resolute on it. I have to say, I think that within the bounds of the strict policy which has been set by Mrs. May, the British visa operation here really does everything it can to make life as straightforward as possible for the many, many Indian visa applicants.
Thank you for speaking to us, Mark. Well, just hours to go when Britain decides who their next Prime Minister will be. We will see how that turns in favour of India or not. This is Jessica Taneja with video journalist Gaurav for WION in New Delhi.